This is Deborah the Judge radio podcast all the way from Putnam County, Florida. Yes, Putnam County, Florida, in the northern central section of Florida. So thank you, judges. Yes, you can judge, okay? But just remember that when you judge, people will also judge you. So have your house in order. So thank you guys for joining me. For those who are coming on for the first time, please understand this is an opinionated podcast, my opinion and my opinion only. So don't be tripping out. We can agree to disagree at the end of the day. And so normally what I like to do is to come on and talk about a few different topics and then just give you my personal opinion about them. Of course, everything that you hear, I have to say allegedly, because a lot of this stuff that you hear on social media, some may or may not be confirmed. But I can tell you that some information that I do get come from people who are related in the business as well as people who have had some sort of dealings in the business. So let's just get started, shall we? So December the 31st, okay? So we know that politically, Israel is already in the new year. Okay, so people over there in the other side of the world, they're already celebrating their New Year's. Okay, we won't be celebrating that till later on tonight, but because of the time differences, they are already in the new year. And basically, I'm just going to kind of give you guys some quick pointers. I don't want to be draining this shit out, but I'm just going to give you the highlights. So we already know that Russia, United States, China, North Korea, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, all these different places are all preparing for some sort of war. We already know that. Undercoverly, we already know that there's already war in Gaza between Gaza and Israelis. And so that's what I want to focus on today quickly. So the Prime Minister, Ben Yatin, I can never get his right name right. But anyway, the Prime Minister of Israel, Ben Yatname, Ben Yatname. I need to stop that shit, right? But anyway, basically what he said was that the southern border of Israel will be eventually taken over by Israel. That's what he said. So right now they are on the grounds, and they've been on the ground for a long time, but they're trying to catch up with one of the main Gaza or Hamas terrorist leaders. And he's been jumping from place to place or tunnel from tunnel, and they haven't really been able to capture him yet, but they will. And the biggest thing is the intelligent headquarters that Hamas uses, that's in Khan Yanis, has been destroyed. So they went in there and they was able to overtake that facility. And this is where they say a lot of the terrorist activity takes place from this particular place. And so they went in there and they got confiscated a lot of material. And some of that stuff they're going to be able to use to figure out, what other their plans are. But to me, it would make sense that if this guy was running from place to place, he would, those important documents or those really important things, that he would take that shit with him or take it to another location, knowing that Israel is dead on his tracks. So yeah, I told you the other day that the dogs and stuff are sniffing them out in the tunnels. You could have good drones and good AI, but ain't nothing like a good old man's best friend to sniff them out. But anyway, as we head into 2024, please understand that there's going to be war and rumors of war. This is history. History hasn't changed. Every 7 to 15 years or so, there's always a war going on somewhere, or we're involved in some sort of war. So that's not going to change. LBGT, I'm not going to be talking about that again today. I did tell you guys the other day that the woman of the year, the woman of the year, Chris uh Jennifer what's his name? Uh um Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn. Okay, Caitlyn now is looking like Bruce Jenner now. She done took he done took the makeup and shit off the heels, all that shit. He said, fuck this shit. But he didn't. Can you imagine a man being woman of the year? Okay, but this is how this society, liberalism, how far this liberalism go, and how far this demonicness that we're living in today, that they would even vote for a man who's trying to be a woman as a woman of the year, who's now trying to go back to being a man, at least in the aesthetics part of it, but he played it for all it was worth. It's just, I guess it's to show people, or to show everyone, that you could be whatever you want to be. How about that? Why don't we take that away from this? Okay, I always want to say something positive. But and Caitlyn Jenner is a great example. Is that you could be anything you want to be in this United States. He wanted to be woman of the year, and he was woman of the year. It's too much. So the Trump information, please understand that all these different states, especially liberal states, blue states, are going to come out and try to remove him from the ballot. The bottom line is that they're going to appeal it, and they're going to keep appealing it. It's going to go through the appellate court, which is on the state level. It'll go to the Supreme Court, which is on the state level, and then it'll go all the way up to the Supreme Court, okay, which is the federal Supreme Court, which is the highest court in the land. And once they get it, they're not going to address that. He is going to be on the ballot at the end of the day. Even if we have to write his ass name in, yes, Trump will be on the ballot. Even if we had to write as a write-in candidate. But they say that if he's convicted of the insurrection, that he won't be able to run. But they're not going to be able to do that. They just don't have the proof. They're just talking and keeping liberals occupied and making them feel like the political leaders are really trying to do something, okay, to help their career. Okay, so the next thing is COVID. Okay, so there's been a rise in COVID in a lot of states, but we know that anytime that it gets cold and the weather starts changing, that the flu season and even COVID, because it's here to stay, we know it's here to stay, is going to rise. Okay, so just be prepared. And they say it's a rise in COVID, but remember, when you have family gatherings, you got your family, you got your friends, and you got New Year's coming up. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be gathering, and there are going to be a lot of people that have COVID. So the bottom line is this: is take your vitamins, get your orange juice, and take care of yourself. And if you're with in New York when they drop the ball and shit like that, in areas that are crowded, just use common sense. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is this. Okay, because a lot of people always want to show how black people are always what they call grab and snatch and shit, right? And I keep telling y'all, I said the white people do the same shit, but they don't even have what I would call a YouTube station or a media station that shows when white people do their dirty shit. Okay. But this is just one example. And I guarantee you that you probably have not even seen this, because when white people do shit, they don't like to post it. In fact, when white people do shit, they don't be filming it and posting it. It's black people. We do a lot of this shit. We always filming shit and letting this shit go viral. But at the end of the day, most of the stuff that goes viral, the person that actually filmed it is not getting paid for it. Because if you go on YouTube and some of these other social media sites, they get paid for it. That's one of the reasons that black people upload shit on social media, because they get paid for it. They get commercials in between these videos, and they get money. When you look at YouTube, some YouTube content creators that y'all be hearing about, that y'all like or don't like. You know, these people make anywhere between 30 and 40 to $50,000 a month on YouTube. That's why they keep telling you click the like button, share, put a number one in the comment section or put number two in the comment section because they're getting paid. But let me show this video of shoplifters at a Marshall in Charlotte, okay? And watch and see the difference on how white people steal shit, okay? They just walk in casually and shit. But I'm going to show you guys this, okay? See this bitch in the pink right here? You see her ass? She just walks out and shit.
As you saw there was some white women. Two white women, casually going out the store with baskets full of stuff that they ain't paid for. And in fact, you heard the little beep beep, the alarm system, whatever, go off because I'm sure all the clothes they had, had tags. Now, it looked like that was North Carolina, Charlotte, Marshalls or something. Yeah, if you've been in Marshalls, some of their items, which usually is like some high end items.
Okay, and this clip comes from African Diaspora News Channel, okay? But I'm just saying, it just goes to show you that they be doing shit too. They be doing the same shit that we be doing. Or worse, because there's more of them than it is of us. Now, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to make that go viral. But let two black people with dudes with pants on their ass go into a store, it's all over everywhere. And I bet nobody has even seen that one. But that's why I tell you guys that it's an unfair or realistic how CNN, how the news do us. And why am I saying that? Because I want to get into this next story about Taraji P. Henson. For those who don't know, okay, Taraji P. Henson was in The Color Purple. And she felt that the salary that she got was half of, basically, she didn't say it, but what she was saying was that black actors only get half of what they're worth when in Hollywood. They don't get what they deserve. And every time she does something extraordinary, she has to start at the bottom again in order to get equal pay. So there's two things that I want to talk about this because she was in tears. I don't know if she was acting or not and shit, okay? But I do know that she's worth $15 million. $15 million. That's a lot of damn money, okay? And I think she said when she did Benjamin Button, she made $500,000 for that particular film. Okay, that's a lot of damn money. Okay, now I'm not sure if she took home 500 or she got $500 and then 200,000 or 300,000 out of that 500,000 she had to pay her team. But this is the thing: when you're being paid something, and this is something that I took from LUENELL, the comedian LUENELL. If you guys know LUENELL, she played in Borat and a lot of others. She's stand-up comedian. She's out in Vegas right now. I think she's got a assignment out there at the comedy club in Vegas. But anyway, she said something that was very makes sense to me, and I would think that Taraji P. Henson, who is a graduate, a college graduate, would also have the same knowledge. So LUENELL basically was saying is that you sign the contract. So you have the authority to decide whether or not you want to be in that contract or you don't want to be in that contract. That is up to you. That is strictly up to you. Now, if you get into the contract and then they want you to do promotions and extra stuff, that's something that you should have taken care of or settled beforehand. And that's the problem you guys that Monique had, is that they wanted her to go on some press release and trip overseas, and she did not want to go. And they blackballed her. So what Taraji P. Henson said was that she almost did not do The Color Purple because of basically the finances. Now, what she doesn't know is that she thinks that what she said is going to fly with Oprah Winfrey, but it's not. Oprah Winfrey is still going to lowball ban her or get her banned from Hollywood, because you cannot say shit against Oprah Winfrey and these certain powers that be and think that you're going to get away with that shit. And Oprah is very vindictive. Okay, Lee Daniels is the same thing. Because remember, after Monique came out and said what she said, she got blackballed for almost 10 years. That's a long damn time. But she was a smart woman, so she did comedy. Now with Taraji P. Henson, she's acting, but at the same time, a lot of these black actors know that there is racism in the industry. So sometimes you got to do more than just one thing. And I know there's a thing where people say, well, that shouldn't be, it shouldn't happen. Look, baby, this is reality. Okay? And racism is alive and well, not just in America, but everywhere else. A good example is that they had a movie, the Star Wars movie, right? And they promoted in the United States. And on the poster, they had the black guy. I can't think of the black guy that played in Star Wars, the recent Star Wars. But they had the black guy in the poster. They had Harrison Ford, and they had the other people that was in there, and the little machines, the character machines. They had them in there. But the black guy had a kind of big picture that was along Harrison Ford and the other female. But when they went overseas to make the posters, they minimized the black guy. They made him small in the picture, and it made the white woman and Harrison Ford bigger in the picture. And the reason that they did that is because there is a form of racism. So people think it's just going on here in the United States. No, it's going on in other parts of the world too. And no, they haven't caught up with that yet, and probably never will. You will probably never see that in your life. Okay? But a lot of times as African Americans, because we want things to be so equal, so fair, and this and that, that shit is just not going to happen. Not here in America, because it's not even happening overseas. When you look at Tina Turner, good example. This bitch went to Switzerland and changed her citizenship. She gave up American citizenship because she, first of all, she had money. And they welcomed her because she had money and she had talent. And she was bringing something to the country. And her husband was Caucasian. So that's why she was easy to be acceptable. And a lot of black men, are doing the same thing. They're married outside of their race because they know that marrying a black woman sometimes is not going to help them faster than it would if they had a Caucasian woman, because Caucasian woman can get them into circles and to a status that a black woman will not be able to do. Now, I'm not saying in all cases, because I know black woman mad at me not for saying that, but it's true. They're allowed to get, and I know I have a number of brothers, and I have a few sister-in-laws that are Caucasian. And so, and my sister, for example, she, God bless her soul, her husband was Caucasian. Okay. Now, they dogged him out basically because he was Caucasian and had a black wife, in a sense, treated him differently by his family and job, etc. But as far as my sister is concerned, in the limelight of life, she was elevated. In her life, she was elevated. They were able to move out to a nice area in Oak Park outside of Chicago, in a very nice neighborhood. But if she wasn't married to him, she would have never got that damn house. She would have never been able to live out there. She would have never been able to have her children out there. Not unless she was super rich. Because Caucasians, they don't mind you living next to them if you super, super rich and got some sort of class, like a Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods. I mean, they don't want no rappers and shit living next to them. Okay, they don't want that shit because they don't want their kids around that kind of, what they say, behavior. Okay, but I'm saying that to say this is that when you go to these other countries, there's a huge racist conditone that goes on. And so they're not going to make as much money if they try to promote the black person as the stars. So you can't get mad at other countries that had nothing to do with us over here. They like what they like. That's why in China, you don't see their children and shit on TikTok. They got another completely different TikTok than what we got. Our TikTok, you see everything, all vile, right stuff, cussing just like I'm cussing this shit. They got all kind of shit on our TikTok. Men wearing dresses, women wearing thongs, all kind of crap. That's not on the Chinese TikTok. TikTok, they got that shit censored because they don't want their children to see none of it. They don't want it to hear that. They want them kids just to be smart, to go to school, be productive, learn how to be engineers and shit like that, technology wise, speaking different languages and shit. And you can't get mad because what that's how they live in their country. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about too, like I say, with LUENELL. So LUENELL is, as I said, is a comedian, and I met LUENELL. She's really down to earth. I hung out with her one time, but she's really, really down to earth, and she tries to tell you like it is. I mean, I don't agree 100% because she is not a Donald Trump supporter. I am, okay. But at the bottom line is that she said you supposed to know your contract, know what you're supposed to do, know what you ain't supposed to do, because she said she don't have that kind of problem. Now I'm not saying she ain't never had that problem, okay? But she's doing pretty well right now. But who knows what she had to do to get where she's at. That's why as an individual, when you see all these people doing this and doing that, don't be jealous of these people. Because you don't know what they did to get where they are right now. And a lot of them who got lots of money, you know they done did some devious shit. I don't care if they pastors like T.D. Jakes and shit. They did some devious shit to get where they are. That's why you can't look to man. You got to look above man. In fact, one of the TDJ parishioners came out against them and basically was talking against the church. And I'm saying to myself, what he explained to on the video is the same stuff that goes on in a lot of black churches, which was the guy needed some help from the church. He was a member, been a member for a while, paid tithes and shit. He was having a hard time and went to the church and asked for help. He said at T.D. Jakes' church that he'd been a member of forever, it took them 3 months to give him some help. And the help that they gave him was $50 fucking dollars. They made him wait 3 months for $50. This is what he said. I'm not saying allegedly, because it's his story, is what he said. But that's not uncommon in the church. I've seen that. Even at New Birth, the church that Eddie L. Long was going to. That means he was a pastor of. There were people that I knew that went to ask for money or needed help on a bill or this and that. And then the church, have you set up when you go talk to this person, go talk to that person. They get all your information. They want to know if you got a job. They want to know what you want to do. What they're doing is trying to put you on the track and keep an eye on what you're doing so you won't have to come back and ask for no money. They want to see if you are a steward of your money. And I know a lot of people get upset, but they shouldn't be doing. Well, if they giving you the members money that they gave to the church, then yeah, they should know what you're doing. I mean, why is it that you didn't pay your electric bill? Did you not pay your electric bill because, you was buying some weed and shit? Or you didn't pay your electric bill because you lost your job? You didn't have a place to work. I mean, you wasn't working. And you didn't have the income. Or you didn't know how to hustle. Because at this day and time, you better have more than 1 or 2 resources. You probably need to have 3. Because I got 1, 2, Three. I got three resources bringing money in, and I'm retired. So if y'all want to send some money through PayPal right here, send me about $150, 200, something like that. You see it when they send the $1.99. I'm like, what the fuck is that? But you know what? Them $1.99 adds up if you got what 100,000 followers. Okay, that's a lot of damn money when you think about it. For getting on here on YouTube and talking shit. I mean, a lot of these content creators are really good because I watch some of them, but some of them get on my nerve. If you ever want to know information in depth, then let me run this down to you because I don't go through the whole 9 yards of everything. But if you want to really know, and these are the stations that I listen to that really go into depth and do their good research, then knowing that this shit, when you listen to it, it's about 100% correct. So there's a girl by the name of Tisa Tales, and she talks a lot of shit about P. Diddy and the RICO law and shit like that. So if you want to know real good information, you can go on her channel. If you want to get a biblical aspect of it, or what I say, a biblical content related to the Bible, there's a station called Too Strong. And they talk about a lot of good topics and shit, but they relate it biblically. So if you're a biblical person or a spiritual person. So these are two stations, and then they got African diasporas channel. And in this particular channel is that they find out all the shit white people doing that won't be talked about on regular media, and they talk about that shit. Okay, so at the end of the day, you got to look at different resources. And who knew Jermaine Jackson, one of the Jackson Five, got allegations on his ass now? Ooh, Lord have mercy, it is always something. They're coming out the woodwork. Jermaine Jackson accused of the R word. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But anyway, I'm getting ready to get out of here. I am going to be getting prepared, get my hair done. I ain't getting my hair done. I'm doing my own damn hair. But let the sun shine in, honey. It is just beautiful out here in Florida. Do y'all see this shit? So much sun hitting my damn face. Lord have mercy. Let me pull the window up so you guys can see this shit. This is just too wonderful for me. And I'm going to show you guys my table. I told you guys I'm doing rehab to this trailer for those who are new. This was a demolished trailer that I purchased cash, and I started doing rehab on it. But this is the view. My window dirty. But anyway, this is the view outside my window in my bedroom. This is such a beautiful view to see this every morning. And I'm getting ready to show you guys the kitchen of the rehab table that I'm working on. But I could walk through this demolished trailer, and they had walls and shit where you could see outside. From the inside, you could see the outside. There was no walls, the floors underneath. You could see down on the ground. This is how bad it was in the bathroom. It was just terrible. But this is the table that I'm working on right here. So I sanded this table. You guys can see. Let me move this over. Okay. So this is a table that I got from the somebody threw this table out at the thrift store. I don't know if you can see it. For some reason, it just seems like it ain't catching really well. Okay, well, you can see the wood if you can see the wood here. But anyway, somebody threw this out at the thrift store. And this was just out in almost on the street, waiting for the garbage to pick it up. And it was just the top. There was nothing underneath. And right now I have a desk that's underneath, as I showed you guys the other day. This is a desk that's underneath that this table is sitting on. Okay. But I got this sitting as a temporary. So I sanded this down, as you see my materials and shit. I got my sanding material and this kind of stuff, which is good. I love this. This is a Ryobi sander, and I've used that on a lot of different projects. But anyway, I'm going to continue to sand around the edges because I didn't do that yesterday, but I sanded all the top part of it. And eventually, I'm going to go to Lowe's, and when it goes on sale, I'm going to get two cabinets. Two cabinets. I'm going to get one here, and I'm going to get one over here on this side with drawers that will come out. And I'm going to lay this on top of it, and I'll go ahead and put some design and color or paint it, and then put some epoxy on top of it, and that will give it what I would say very smooth type look. And so you guys will get a chance to see that. And for those who didn't see the living room, so this is the living room in the day. I did finish that. I got a couple more items that I'm trying to do. This green ottoman that I have that's sitting right here, just sitting right here, I am actually going to paint that tan because green is, it don't match with shit in here. So I'm going to paint that like a beige, rustola, textured, multicolor. So I'm going to paint it this kind of color so it kind of blend in. But this is the view that I have right now. So as I told you guys before, it's such a beautiful day out. And this is one of the reasons that I moved to Florida, because of how it looks. And this is the back view. So I have another lake view in the back for those who hadn't been here before or hadn't seen it. So this is the back view. I like my little bitty palm tree that you see right there. And this is just beautiful. There's nobody that live around me on any side except for my left side. So this is great. So I'm getting ready to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope that you enjoy your New Year's. I'm definitely going to enjoy mine as I hang out. I'm going to wear a dress, do my hair, get my hair and shit combed up real nice, put some makeup on, earrings and shit like that, you know. But I'm wishing you guys well, and I hope you go into 2024 with a bang, which is whatever you didn't do in 2023, you can do it in 2024. Okay? So you guys, y'all take care. One love.